Hey, so in the last few videos we put together some different circuits with LEDs and push buttons to have it so that if you pushed one button, an LED would light, or if you pushed two at the same time, or if you pushed either of two. And that's all very well and good. LEDs and push buttons are a really good way to learn circuits, but they're not that exciting in terms of puzzles. So I'm going to show you now how you can make your first actual real puzzle and how you can do it using exactly the same circuits we just learned about, but using some different components. So the first thing is, if we look at this box, it's just a little box that I picked up from a homeware shop, and you can see that it's locked. But if we take this kind of circle of poorly painted MDF here and just pop it across the top, if you listen very carefully, you might hear a click there. And if you hold that, then you can see it opens up. So what this is exactly the same sort of circuit that we've been doing already. But what we have here is, underneath this little piece of copper strip board, there's a thing called a reed switch, which is kind of magnetic switch. And down here for the latch, we have something called a solenoid. So if you take a magnet, there's a magnet like this inside of this circle, and you hold it up here. If you watch carefully down at this solenoid, you might see it move. Yeah, so that's it. It's a really simple, straightforward circuit, exactly the same as the one we did with the buttons. So I'll show you how it's exactly the same. If we look down here, light on it, here is our circuit with one button that we did already. So we have the positive wire coming in off the battery on this rail, coming over to one side of the button. Then the electricity goes through the button over to the positive side of the LED, and then the negative side of the LED goes back to ground. It switches on. Now, the thing that makes LEDs interesting is that that you can see them, and what it means is that you have signal. You have signal at that point, and if you can get a signal, you can swap that in for anything. If you can make LEDs light, you can drive a bus with that. Oh, maybe not a bus, but something big. So the reed switch is, if I just pop this button off here, the reed switch looks like this. There's the little reed switch here. Yeah, is it in the light there? Yeah. So inside of this reed switch, there's two metallic strips that are like this, and when you touch a magnet near them, they close and the switch closes. So we can swap out this reed switch for this push button that we're using. Now I have to move a wire, but if we pop this guy in here and in here, put this back in. So now we have the red cable coming through here, going into one side of the reed switch, coming out the other side, going into the LED, and out through the LED, and then back to ground. And if we get our little magnet here, if we hold it just here, you'll see that our LED lights up. So that's cool. Now, we don't have to use an LED either. We can use different kinds of components that take a current to do something. So one of these is the solenoid that we saw in the box. Now, this solenoid doesn't actually have a polarity. On some diagrams, you'll see that some of them do. So it doesn't matter which way around it goes. The LED does, but the solenoid doesn't. So if we take out this LED and just pop in the two halves of the solenoid, exactly where the LED was, and we take our battery again, and if you watch it really carefully, just here, you'll see it close and open as the magnet comes near it. So I'll put up a little schematic of how to do this. You don't need to use a breadboard for this. I've just connected the components one to another. I've soldered the ends together, but you don't even need to do that. You could twist the wires and wrap some electrical tape around them. But how it works inside the box is there's a little eye hook just up here that's in exactly the right place, so that when the solenoid is open like that, it pokes through the eye hook and keeps the box closed. And when the magnet is on it, it pops back so that the box will be able to be opened. So that's it, really simple. And now you can see how we can start using some more exciting components to make some interesting puzzles, even if the circuits are really simple.